Welcome to STARCARD Podcast. Here at STARCARD Podcast, we get a glimpse at the age of Aquarius ahead of us. We also examine the worlds of education and workplace ethics. My name is Breakaway Ray. I like talking about the breakaway civilizations because I don't know about you, but I'm breaking away from the one we're in now. You've tuned in to a live tarot throw. Today is January 20th, 2026. So what we have in store for you today is we're going to start off the show by throwing 5 cards for fun. We're going to do a little movie review of The Bad News Bears, the version with Walter Matthau from the 1970s. We're going to talk about some fun things that took place in school a long time ago. And then in about 25 or 30 minutes, we got tarot for the audience. So if you're tuning in live and you would like a reading in the second part of the show, again, in about a half an hour, please type in the chat, tarot, please, in all capital letters. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But meanwhile, everybody, even if you're just watching the recording that was made on January 20th, 2026, the tarot world wants you to see this message that I'm about to present because it's 5 cards for fun. So here we go, everybody. Let's go to the tarot cam. All right. So you see, I've got a couple of decks already queued up with a High Priestess card. We'll be visiting with the High Priestess. And let me adjust the camera here. Just a minute, please. That's a little bit better. Here we go. I got another prop over there. All right. So we're going to start the show. It's what everyone's been waiting for. Let's shuffle the tarot cards. And let's have 5 cards for fun. There's probably going to be a fun, inspirational message, one that I couldn't possibly create on my own. It could only be delivered by the spirit world through my fingers and these cards. So here we go, everybody. 5 cards for fun. The top card goes over there. The bottom card goes over here. We're going to cut in the middle. And then we're going to fan twice to fill in the gaps. Here's one. Look at that guy. That guy wants to come out, right? You just one card sticking out. You get to come out also. This is all for entertainment purposes only because it's 5 cards for fun. Let me get my stage set. Hang on. Oh, nice. Looking good. Here we go. Card number 1. It's the Knight of Wands. I'm going to just go right to the book and read about it. Here we go. Here's the book that I'm using. The Knight of Wands. Oh, this is going to be a good message, everybody. Hang on to your seats. You are being adventurous, energetic, and charming. You are heroic, rebellious, free-spirited, and charged up with enthusiasm. You may go traveling, may take a free-spirited adventure or move country, or may make brave new business decisions. You are taking risks now that could pay off well. You might be hot-tempered and rushing into action now, but if you are finishing what you started, success will be coming your way. Well, that's a great message. I think it characterizes all of us. If you're up this early watching this recording, I'm glad you're with me. Let's hear the rest of the message. Ooh, the 7 of Swords indicates that something is hidden, someone's getting away with something, or maybe something's being revealed. Or maybe the message is charge forward enthusiastically the way you are, but let's consider the option of camouflage. Going under the radar. Ooh, under the radar. We see the 2 dogs under the moon. One is a wild dog, one is a domestic dog. And the moon card represents illusion and mystery and the subconscious. Could it be that we're the ones who are revealing to our friends and family and anyone subscribed to our channels about the world of the subconscious? Wow. I like the Strength card as an exclamation point when it comes at the end. But when you take all these cards together and we put that message together some more, we're being encouraged to keep doing what we're doing, revealing what we know about the mysterious and the subconscious and the spirit world. We're encouraged to do it as much as we can. But meanwhile, maybe the strength card also has these meanings for you, because we see that the woman and the lion feel quite comfortable together, even though they're two species you would never expect to hang out. So it's kind of like our relationship to the spirit world. So it's another indication that we're delivering messages to friends and family. We're acting locally and thinking cosmically. Well, let's finish the message. Here we go. That's your prize, everybody. It's the Ace of Pentacles. That's what you get to do. You get to educate and lift up those around you. I'm satisfied. Let's adjust the light so you get a good screenshot there. Okay. Yeah, we might as well charge enthusiastically forward and go for it, because it's a gift from the universe that we could all tune in together at StarCard Podcast and share ideas. Thanks for joining me. Thank you, Tarot World, for that wonderful message. I'm going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to talk about the High Priestess card, and then I'm going to launch into my, what's I going to talk about? The spelling bee or something? Let me see. I got notes. Hang on, everybody. All right. So, well, you know what? Let's look first of all here at the High Priestess. This is from the Ethereal Bloom deck. Oh, that's right. And I've got the Six of Wands right next to it. So I want to present these cards first. I should have reversed them here. Here we go. I'm going to read to you about the High Priestess in a minute, but the High Priestess is the one who has sacred knowledge, and she also has high morals. I think those are my two main ideas with the High Priestess. She has sacred knowledge and she has high morals. You know, sometime in the past, I would have considered someone saying that psychics are for real and talking to spirits and having seances. I would consider all that fake because it had nothing to do with my religion. Okay. In fact, it was excluded from my religion. I felt like I had sacred knowledge and I had to have high morals about it. But it turns out, guess who has the sacred knowledge? It's the High Priestess. She's the one I kept out of my life. Okay, but now here we are at StarCard Podcast, and the High Priestess gets a new uniform. It's the Six of Wands, and that's the public recognition card. So what we're doing today is we're going to talk about the High Priestess, why I feel she's important, and a couple of key points that I like to think of when I think of the High Priestess. So let's set these cards down. That's from the Ethereal Bloom deck. You know what? While we're downstairs, this is a tarot show. Let's show you all the decks, because like I say, if you would like a reading, you can request one. So what decks have we got going? I got the old style deck, and that one is right here. There's my High Priestess over there. Okay. I've got 88 gemstones. It's a fun gold on black classic style deck. It's fun to shuffle. Speaking of classic, this is the deck where I use the words to help me learn. I've only been doing tarot cards since March. I learned in a hurry when I got this deck. So this is the classic tarot. Okay. I believe it's also called the Rider-Waite. It has Rider-Waite's imagery on there. Okay. We have the Mermaid Tarot. We have the Robin Wood Tarot. That's the deck that we just used. All right. There's the Hierophant. Yeah, we're going to be learning something today. Okay. I already talked about the Ethereal Bloom deck. I've got the Stained Glass Tarot. Got the Neon deck. And then I've got the Lost Soul Tarot, which is a striking, stark imagery. Another gold on black back. And then check out the imagery. Wow, that's pretty cool. That was the World card. And then let me get one that's not from the Major Arcana. Oh, well, that's the Wheel of Fortune, I think. Yeah, check this out. There's the Fool. Wow. Anyway, that's the Lost Soul deck. That's pretty cool. Then I have these two foil decks, everybody. And I'm happy to share them with you. I call this one the light foil deck. It's got a light foil on the back. And this is what the images look like. Okay, there's the King of Pentacles. The foil decks have shine to them and texture. And here's the dark foil deck. And this one has a little bit darker, more colorful backing. But then again, wow, check that out. That's the World card. All right, so let's move the tray. Pack it all up. There we go. Thanks for being patient, everybody. I'm trying to do a good job. I know you know that. All right. Oh, yeah, I mentioned the old style. Good. So I would like to present this. Here we go. This High Priestess card. Okay. And I want to point out again, let's see if I can get you some better light. Sorry, everybody. I'm not trying to make you dizzy. All right. Well, anyway, I'm just going to say when you look at the High Priestess card, there's always some kind of book or script involved. And, because she's got sacred knowledge. It looks like she's got some kind of kooky thing on her head. I don't really know what that is, but that would make me, someone who's ignorant, maybe want to tease her a little bit about her hairdo or her hat. And then, you know what? If you look at the card, I'm sorry, I can't get you like a crisp image there. I got to say, she doesn't look like really excited to be there. She is the High Priestess. She's like the kid in class. And I don't mean like as a teacher, but I mean like if I was another student in the room. She's like the tall girl in the back of the room. She's always getting A's on her paper, but she's really quiet. And, she does play at recess, but again, she doesn't get too excited or anything like that because she's not sure if she's going to be accepted. And then eventually, ladies and gentlemen, after we extol her virtues today, she's going to be the most popular kid in the class. All right, so let's set the High Priestess down for a minute. And I want to read to you from, what have I got here? I'm going to read to you from the book about the High Priestess. And I want to point out that also in this deck, yeah, this should be easy to do. I'm almost there, everybody. Here we go. In this deck, it has the key words and terms that go with the High Priestess. So what I did was, well, I might as well read them to you all right now, right? Again, we're learning more about the High Priestess today. Especially me, I'm learning. The High Priestess, intuition, sacred knowledge, the subconscious, divine feminine, trust yourself, sensitivity, purity, and high morals. The high morals thing really agrees with me. So I wrote that on my schoolhouse because I'm going to throw some tarot cards in a little while. High morals, sacred knowledge, and trust yourself. And now let's go on to my notes where I don't lose track of what I wanted to say because I got some good notes. Wow, I see we have a lot of friends in the chat. I'm so happy that you could join me today. Thank you very much, everyone. And if you're catching me on a recording, thanks a lot for tuning in. Okay, so let me get things straight. There we go. Hi, everybody. All right. So my name is Breakaway Ray. I spent more than 3 decades in the classroom in an elementary school. I got a fistful of credentials and college degrees, and now I'm out of a job. It's pretty funny. I'm taking a year's leave of absence, but that's a great opportunity for me to launch this podcast that I had no intention of doing, and throwing tarot cards and helping everyone take a good look at what's going on in their lives. If I can help, that's great. Every day is a new adventure. So let me check my notes. I don't want to get off track. All right, so I'm going to talk about how perceptions of the paranormal have changed, if not even just the last year, but certainly in the last 5 years. If I was discussing these kinds of things maybe 6-7 years ago, I imagine reaction would be different. I did a video in December, a special birthday video for my brother. And the joke that I did not make in the video was about the video, right? So I threw some tarot cards for my brother for his birthday, and you can go check it out. It's at STARCARD Podcast. It's in the Merry Breakaways playlist. Anyway, when I threw the tarot cards, I delivered some messages for my brother. I wished him a happy birthday. So many people were kind enough to like and watch the video. We had some friends right in the chat wishing my brother a happy birthday. But anyway, here's the joke that I didn't make, and that is that I have 2 brothers. And I would think that after they saw the video, the 2 of them would get together and say, okay, which one of us is going to help our brother, Breakaway Ray, into the mental institution? Because again, even I would have frowned upon this kind of thing, maybe even like a year ago, But anyway, this is for entertainment purposes only. We're only having fun. Let's use this technology in a good way and still have a good time. So what did I want to talk about first? Yeah. So what I want to talk about, my main theme, everybody, the learner will understand by the end of my presentation, which should be about, if it's more than 25 minutes, I apologize. Okay. So I'm going to say that by the end, you'll get the idea that I'm saying that the universe is giving us new uniforms, everybody. We don't have to be the outcasts. People don't have to give us a crooked eye because we think differently. And in fact, we're the ones who are going to help translate what's going on in the spirit world for them and help them level up and step up, because that's what's really important. So anyway, here I go. Back to my prepared notes. All right. So I don't know if there's a lot of people out there old enough to have seen the movie, The Bad News Bears, the one from the 1970s with Walter Matthau. Now, I saw that movie, and I got to tell you, I was pretty shocked by lots of things. And some things I didn't get shocked about until much later when I understood what was going on. So the first thing that I got shocked about later on, I just want to share this part, was that Walter Matthau kept drinking these things called Boilermakers. He's the coach of a little league baseball team, and he's always in the dugout, and he always has a Boilermaker. I never even heard of a Boilermaker before. And then, then I learned what a Boilermaker was, and I realized what the character, the coach, Walter Matthau, was doing. So that was kind of something that I learned later on. That movie obviously had an impact on me. When I saw the movie the first time, this is not going to surprise anybody. Okay, when I saw the movie the first time, I got to say that kid Tanner had a mouth on him. It was the 1970s, and I don't mind saying, I don't have a problem when people say, you know what, Breakaway Ray, you're a prude. I know you don't use blankety blank words, blah, blah, blah. School teacher set a good example, blah, blah. Fine, then let me have it. Go ahead and castigate me with your inverted praise because I don't use language like that. Now, I know I'm speaking to the right crowd, but in general, certainly here in the United States, I'm not sure people understand how horrified I am when I turn on the TV and people are dropping F-bombs and words that rhyme with twit over and over again, and things they say that I can't even believe I'm watching regular television. A child could tune in and watch this stuff. And, I guess there's like some people, hey, they think that that's part of the vernacular. That's how I express myself. Then go for it. Be true to yourself. That is wonderful. But meanwhile, obviously, a guy that spent, 40 years working with kids, I'm going to be practicing trying not to say words like that. I'm going to try hard to set a good example because I'm not the kind of person who thinks it's cute when kids use that kind of language. So I was watching a news network once, and there was a celebrity in the United States. His name is Reverend Al Sharpton. Reverend Al Sharpton. He was even a host of Saturday Night Live once. I think he still has a broadcast on one of the major network channels. Anyway, I heard Reverend Al Sharpton say this: be profound, not profane. Be profound, not profane. I don't know if he actually coined it, but I'm going to give him credit because I heard it from him. And I'm allowed, because it's my podcast, to have an opinion about this. I think language is a blessing, right? And every word you use counts. So why don't you just use the good ones? And again, we're setting an example for children. We want them to grow up and demonstrate and model good language as well. And so you can imagine that for 33 plus years, I really had my work cut out for me. And I got to say, it got worse as years went on, as standards lowered on television, as more technology ended up in the hands of children. It was a tough battle encouraging kids to treat an academic place like you might a religious place. You don't use language like that. And then there was this whole thing, I'll just share this part very quickly if I can, where the kids, I feel like, were practicing kitty cusses. Like they weren't actually cussing. They were saying, words that sounded like the cuss word. Well, I didn't want to train them in how to insert those words into their language for when they get old enough to use that language. That didn't sound cool to me. Okay. So maybe I prefer language as we perceive it from the 1950s, golly gee whiz, well, that's a surprise. I mean, those are the things I shared, but when you're at school, you just don't use language like that, in my opinion. Makes it hard. You're trying to use academic language. You're trying to lift up their minds, and we're going straight to the gutter with the language. Hey, this is entertainment purposes only. This is for my entertainment as much as anyone. And it's okay if people disagree with me. And I don't mind if people say, again, Breakaway Ray, you got to chill out, okay? Because that's the way it is nowadays. That's fine. All right. So let me share some more ideas, if you please. Oh, yeah. The other thing, I mean, if you go back and watch the movies from the 1970s, like Blazing Saddles and even the Bad News Bears, there's so much racism in those movies. And I understand it because I grew up there, but it's totally different now. Anyway, just want to point that out. All right. Oh, yeah, the other part. Not only was there racism and foul-mouthed Tanner over there, okay, but then there was the kid who was the heavy hitter, the good slugger that they wanted to have on the team. The kid was smoking cigarettes. He was like 11, 12 years old and smoking cigarettes. Anyway, these are just things I remember from the movie. These were not kids. They were ragamuffins. They were ragtag. Nobody liked them. They didn't like each other. One guy smoking cigarettes. He didn't want to be there. The coach is getting drunk. And then guess what? Of course, at the end of the movie, they win the championship. So what I'm going to get to, if I can, I guess I might as well just groove right into it right now. One of the big changes in the movie was when they got uniforms, right? Someone sponsored them and they got new uniforms. And then they're all, you know what? We really are a team. And you know what? We really do look good. And we're going to make this uniform mean something. And they went on, of course, and they won the championship. The cigarette smoker and the foul-mouthed kid and all the and the drunk coach, blah, blah, blah. They won. It's like the uniforms changed everything. They were grateful for something, the universe provided a miracle for them. And now we're going to make a miracle happen right now. Great movie. Watch it with your parents. So let me see what else I've got here. All right. So now I'm going to talk about some things that, have I got this right? Okay. I want to say one more thing about taking language seriously and taking things in media seriously. Like I told you, I was overwhelmed by that kid Tanner. As mild as his language would look today, oh my gosh, as mild as his language would look today, I was overwhelmed with that kid. And he was just a kid actor playing this kid. Like I couldn't believe that some parent let their kid play a part where they used their mouth like that. That was astonishing. And I thought it had to be a real kid. I thought that kid had to be real. They had to say, you know what, Tanner, you are something else. We got to put you in a movie. I thought that's what was really going on when I was growing up. I mean, it shows you how real the movie can be and our imaginations can make it. Because our brain really can't tell the difference sometimes, right? So now let me tell you, I was supposed to tell you this story first. There's another movie called Fantastic Voyage. And I used to share that with my class just about every year. I had it on VHS. And, of course, I would use it as a little wrap up after we learned about the systems of the body. Well, one year I had a boy named Jose in my class. And in case you do not know, Fantastic Voyage is a movie where they miniaturize a submarine and get ejected into a patient's body so that they can undo the blood clot in the brain that's causing the patient to be in a coma. And then the hope is that the patient, when he wakes up, he's a scientist and he'll share a formula with them. But the whole movie is about the submarine going through the body and, getting attacked by white blood cells and antibodies, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, there's a boy named Jose in my class one year. And, when even when the movie was going on, he was like raising his hand and he was asking over and over again, is this real? Is this real? And like, even when the movie was done, I had to say, Jose, it was just a movie. We can't miniaturize people. We can't do those things. It was just a movie. I know it looked real, but it was not. So I'm going to say images matter. Images count. People really believe this stuff. Some of you out there listening to me now believe me. All right. So thank you very much. Now I'm going to talk about more dressing for success. I got a couple of stories here. Okay. So, towards the end of my time as a teacher, I was still doing something called a spelling bee. Here in the United States, we have a spelling bee where kids are in a contest to see who can spell some very challenging words. And at the time, I guess it was late 2018, 2019, coming up on 2020, when we had to stop doing spelling bees this way, let me set the stage for you. We were on the stage in the cafeteria, the multi-purpose room, and then we'd have a full house with about 200 kids and parents sitting quietly, watching these kids spell words. It was very intense. You can catch it on ESPN. They do it every year. But I would be the moderator. I'd be reading the words. What a surprise. And I would be organizing the event. I had a couple of judges on stage with me. One was a librarian, very nice lady. And there was usually another teacher there or maybe a member from the community. One year we had a reporter from the local newspaper sitting in as a judge with us. But in any case, it so happened that I was administering the spelling bee one year, and we had gone a long time with 15 students in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, and I was not getting anybody out. I was not getting anybody out. Like, I would be looking at the words while they say the words. I'm focusing really hard on the word to make sure that I don't miss a word. And I think that what was happening was I might have been telepathically sending them the correct spelling in case they were unsure. And so I after that point, I'm not sure I could do a spelling bee anymore because this is not working. If I'm going to send them the answers, is that what's happening? But anyway, I didn't have to because 2020 came along and we had to cancel spelling bees after that. So anyway, let's go back to 1993. In 1993, I was teaching a 5th and 6th grade combination class. That's right. In California, they couldn't afford enough teachers. So with the leftover 5th and 6th graders, they had to make a class out of them. And that was my group. And I want to say that I use the term leftover as a throwaway. They were all wonderful students. There are no leftover classes. There are no leftover students. We're all heroes. That's what I believe. Okay. They may have intended it that way, but we had a magical year. So, and we have a magical year every year. All right. I'm still patting myself on the back here. Anyway, there's a little boy, 5th grader, very enthusiastic young man named Tyler. And, he liked to win. He would win at all costs. He's Mr. 5 of Wands, right? And even having a conversation with the teacher in the class would often turn into a contest. But he did have he was very carefully checked by his parents as well, because everybody in the conversation, myself, Tyler, and his parents, we all had high standards for Tyler. So anyway, he won the opportunity to be the representative from our class to be in the spelling bee. And when he showed up for the spelling bee, like a lot of kids did, he dressed up. I mean, you're going to be on stage. Your parents want you to look good. You dress up. This guy wore a tie. I could probably count on my hand a total of times I've seen kids wear ties when it wasn't Halloween. And so this was one time he dressed with a tie. And the best part was, I'm going to show you this. So I like to wear a tie clip, especially when I'm working with kids, because the tie flops around on the desk. It gets all grimy, yada, yada, yada. But anyway, one day I didn't have my tie clip. I don't know how I went out the door without the tie clip. So I just grabbed a paper clip from my desk and I put it on. Anyway, this kid, Tyler, who's constantly having a contest with the teacher, okay, he dresses up and he's got a paper clip for a tie clip and he wins the spelling bee. So he was dressing for success. He was motivated to win. He even wanted to look good for the picture, right? So I want to share, here's another strategy I shared because, of course, I was organizing the spelling bee. I had done so for more than 27 years, or at least 27 years probably. And anyway, what I would tell my class is, I would coach them. I'd say, if you want to win the spelling bee, let me give you some tips here on how to get in the heads of the other kids. So, when you're in a spelling bee, you're allowed to ask for a repeat of the word. You're allowed to ask for the word to be put in a sentence, and you're allowed to ask the definition. Now, even if you know the word and you know how to spell it, if you want to get in the other kids' heads, ask the judge, the moderator, to give you a repeat, the definition in the sentence, and repeat it again before you spell it correctly. Because more than anything else, it's going to annoy the other kids waiting their turn because they're not going to be thinking about the spelling bee. They're going to be thinking, come on, this guy knows the word. Why is he asking all these questions? All right. Anyway, we would sometimes get amused when we would see kids do that in the spelling bee just to see what would happen. It was always fun and exciting. I wonder what else I got going here. Let's see. Well, I think I've got it all set up here, everybody. We're going to go right back to the top of my notes here, which is my message for everybody is, hey, everybody, the universe is giving us new uniforms. Let's try that again. Hey, everybody. The universe is sending us new uniforms. No longer do we have to be the spiritual kid that nobody understands, because right now we're going to get new uniforms and we're going to be like an all-star team. And I want to check my notes here. I wrote a good sentence. Okay. Yeah, if we're getting new uniforms, that's for sure. You have to imagine the universe is sending our new uniforms. We get to wear them all day long if we want to. They never get dirty, okay, and they never get smelly, and we can be proud to wear them. We get to have these new uniforms, and it's going to change our image of ourselves with our relationship to the spirit world. And of course, when we change our image of ourselves, those around us change their images of us. So that's the main thing. We got new uniforms from the universe. We can look at ourselves differently. We can let our hair down. Okay. We can relax because we're the all-stars, and we're here to help everybody level up with their understanding of the spirit world too. And to check my work, I'm going to invite the tarot world to give its take on what I just had to say. Thanks for tuning in. Let's go back downstairs. All right. And for this message, I'm going to use the Ethereal Bloom deck. All right, Tarot World. We've been throwing tarot cards together since August here at StarCard Podcast. The season's over. We're ready for the playoffs. By the way, we understand you have some new uniforms for us. We're delighted to have them. We'll be proud to wear them. All right, Tarot World, send us your message. How can we be more like the High Priestess? And let's walk down that hallway out to the field in style with our new uniforms. Sacred knowledge, trust yourself, and high morals. Set a good example. Here we go. The Tower. Didn't this happen last time? Yeah, the Tower card. We're knocking down the world around us, probably for a good reason. Some of it's got to go. But while we're doing that, hang on. I know, I'm trying to get the light right. Okay, while the world is coming down around us, the Four of Cups, we're going to have to go to the book on the Four of Cups. Well, I know that the Four of Cups says, we have to meditate, but let's get the words exact here. Four of Cups. We're reevaluating the Four of Cups. There might be opportunities that you are turning down and offers that you are refusing. You can feel yearning and regret, and you might be focusing on the negative. Contemplate and meditate over this and reevaluate what is important to you. Realizing what makes you feel bored and unhappy and doing something about it can help you make a change for the better. Is the world coming down around you? Is it that you don't like what you see? Well, you're tuned in to StarCard Podcast. So be rejuvenated and be inspired. You will inspire others. And you have the truth of the universe behind you. You're thinking cosmically and delivering the message locally, says the King of Swords. So thank you for being a champion of the High Priestess and sacred knowledge and high morals. Thank you for setting a good example. You deserve a participation trophy in any case, but hang on, we're going to get you a championship trophy to go with those new uniforms, everybody. It's Judgment Day. Swap out the old uniform. Here comes a new uniform. The Ten of Wands, you got a lot of work to do. Now go get them, everybody. Thank you very much, Tarot World, for making me look good. That was awesome. All right, I'm all excited to see who's in the chat and find out who would like a reading. Thanks very much for joining me today. Whoop, they almost went in the wrong deck. Gee, every time we throw tarot cards, it's a miracle, isn't it? Love it. Thanks, Tarot World. Let me give these another shuffle here. Thanks for making me look good. with those new uniforms. All right. Da-da-da-da. Hi, everybody. Now I'm going to go through the chat and say hi to people. Let's see who's here. Geez. That's a lot of writing, everybody. You guys passing notes in class? Great. I'm glad you're having a good time. I'm going to read the chat after the show. Let's see who's here. Hi, Arizona Raven. Hi, Julia. Hey, Tiffany Marie. All right. Hi, Tiffany. Let's see who else is here. Deb McLaughlin. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. God's Flow. Hello. I hope the recording session went well. Hey, Deb McLaughlin, you're in Switzerland? Is that true? Yeah, sweet. Nice. Thanks for chiming in. I love it. Who else we got here? I hope I'm not missing anybody. All right. Here we go. So now we're ready. Now we're ready to collect tarot requests. So I've got some schoolhouses. Hang on. Where? I got schoolhouses and snow people with names on them already. So let me sort out the ones I've already seen. Thanks for being patient, everyone. It's all right. Give me a minute. Is that going to work okay? Arizona Ravens here. Julia's here. It's like I'm taking attendance, right? Ho, ho, ho. I got God's Flow. Okay. So God's Flow and Julia and Arizona Raven. And let me see now. So I'm not seeing a lot of people use the capital letters, so it's hard for me to see. Oh, Deb McLaughlin, way up at the top. Gotcha. I'm going to make you a schoolhouse, Deb. Oh, and Julia wants the classic version today. Okay, hang on. All right. I'm going to make a schoolhouse for Tiffany Marie. I don't know if she's asking for a reading. I can't tell yet. Tiffany bought my book. That was cool. Let's see if there's anyone else. Did I miss anyone? God's Flow. Yeah, I got your snow person out. Yeah, Arizona Raven got it. Oh, thanks, Tiffany. I just saw your message. All right. Well, I'm going to show you what I got so far. All right. I got Tiffany Marie, Arizona Raven, Deb McLaughlin in Switzerland, God's Flow, and Julia. And if I missed anyone, I'll keep my eye on the bottom corner of the screen where the chat is. And, you can let me know. If someone had a particular deck and I missed your request, let me know. Yeah, I got you now, Tiffany. Now I see it all capital letters. All right, Tiff. So let's go ahead and throw some cards for Julia first. Let me get my desk set up. I am totally only teasing about people passing notes during the show. Obviously, that's a wonderful thing, right? Everyone's feeling engaged. I'm happy for you. Have a good time. all right. This is way better than the classroom. Okay. In the classroom, if they were talking to each other, whatever, to interrupt the show. Anyway, have a good time. Here we go. I'll find out what I missed later. All right. Julia asked for the classic. Right. Maximum information. No, Arizona Raven. You did not get in trouble, but someone was apologizing. You don't have to apologize. You don't have to apologize to me. All right. Anyway, here we go. These cards are for Julia. Thanks for requesting a reading, Julia. Thanks for all the practice. And Julia, just so you know, I have not looked at my email in a couple of days, in case you were wondering. Here I go. These cards are for Julia. A fun, helpful, inspirational message in the middle of January for Julia. These cards are for Julia. Oh, that card's bent. I should recognize that one, but I got some other cards that are marked like that. You know what? This one wanted to come out. There's the Judgment card. Let's read about the Judgment card. It is the new year. Judgment, rebirth, inner calling, a new phase, absolution, reckoning, awakening, redemption, forgiveness, and mercy. I always forget the awakening part with the Judgment card. Awakening. Yeah. All right. Well, I am learning. Here I go, everybody. Julia, you start off with the Hierophant, the learned man, sharing information. Wow. The Eight of Wands indicates travel. It also indicates things could be coming in a hurry. Wow. You're off on a new adventure, perhaps, says the Fool. Let's see what's going on here. Nice. Ace of Swords. Did you make some kind of discovery? Hang on. Or you're about to. Ace of Swords, mental clarity, breakthroughs, new ideas, success, sharp mind. Yeah. Wow. I'm going to do my best to tell you what this sentence says, but here's the World card. And the World card talks about completion, accomplishment, wholeness, attainment, fulfillment, travel, celebration of life, and arriving. I think the message is really saying that, well, I'm going to suggest it. I'm going to suggest that maybe not just you, but the world will realize in a hurry that you're on a new path with a new mission. And, you know, again, there's some completion involved. Maybe this is a message that you've been doing a good job. You should recognize that this new adventure that you're on with your podcast, you know, it was the right thing to do, and you should feel a sense of accomplishment for it. Exclamation point, says the Strength card. And there's some special terms on here. I'm glad you requested this deck, Julia. Check out what the Strength card says. Strength, courage, passion, subtle power, persuasion, influence, inner strength, focus, and compassion. Makes me want to memorize all those. So I hear subtle power, persuasion, and that goes along with your passion and the influence. So it's not just a change for you, it's a change for everybody with this new information that you're bringing forth. All right. I'm gonna say congratulations and keep up the good work. Thanks for inviting me to read. I appreciate it very much. All right. Oh, all right, Julia. Thank you very much for sending me that link. That's awesome news. Now I got to get ready to study. All right, let's see who's next. Let's throw for Deb McLaughlin. Here we go, Deb McLaughlin. I don't know if you have a particular deck you like, so I'm going to go ahead and go old style. I have the old style deck just sitting right here. Got that picture of the High Priestess for you. All right, Tarot World. You're on fire, as you are every day. could we please have a fun, inspirational message for our friend Deb McLaughlin, hanging out in Switzerland? So awesome. Here we go. These cards are for Deb McLaughlin. Thanks for inviting me to read, Deb. Glad you're here. Hope you're having fun. These cards are for Deb McLaughlin. Going old style. All right, Deb, let's see what happens. It's for entertainment purposes only. The old style. First up, the 10 of Wands. There's a heavy burden on our back. There's a lot of work to do. Or it could also be the completion of a lot of work. Let's see how the rest of this sentence goes, Deb. It's the 5 of Pentacles. So the 5 of Pentacles talks about having a tough time. I'm going to go to the book for this. The 5 of Pentacles. You are experiencing a temporary financial hardship or negative change in circumstances. You are feeling left out in the cold and may feel isolated and worried. Know that this is only temporary and this too shall pass. So if you're new to StarCard Podcast, let me show you what Breakaway Ray does in these situations. Usually I take the card and I turn it upside down because we're going to end up turning it upside down anyway, right? We're going to move past whatever this hardship is. And I want to show you that in the tarot world, there's a thing called the reversed meaning. So I always look at the upright meaning. There's the 5 of Pentacles right there. Okay. But then look, the reverse meaning has more to say. I always deal them straight up. I understand that. Sometimes they come out reversed on purpose. That's not by my design. Okay. But in this case, let's read the reversed 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles reversed. Difficult times are coming to an end. You are recovering from financial loss or overcoming adversity. There is a positive change in your circumstances, which may mean improvement in relationships, finances, or luck. You may find a new job that values you for what you do, or your love life is improving. So look out for opportunities. You know, we could just summarize it with the first sentence and the last one. Difficult times are coming to an end. Look out for opportunities. Okay, let's move on with your reading, Deb. Judgment. So judgment talks about awakening, right? And swapping out old for new. That's a major card. Wow, you also got the Fool, which indicates the beginning of a new adventure and having blind faith and spontaneous optimism. And finally, 10 of Pentacles talks about domestic harmony and divine love and wealth and health. What an adventure here. What's going on, Deb? There was like a lot of work. Maybe we felt isolated and abandoned. It was tough times, but we turned this card upside down. We turned our life around. Now we got a new adventure and we're having a good time in Switzerland with our friends and family. That's the kind of adventure I like. It's got a happy ending. When you got some kind of Hallmark movie person writing the script of your life, let's check the last 2 cards here. Wow, the World card and the Ace of Pentacles. Great. I'm so happy for you. The World card talks about accomplishment, and the Ace of Pentacles, we'll go to the book for you. The Ace of Pentacles is like a new life, a new lease on life. Let's read about the Ace of Pentacles. That's too funny. A little bit inspiring there. I mean, we can all appreciate your accomplishment. We can all walk out of the movie theater happy. The Ace of Pentacles, the time is coming for you to manifest your goals, achieve your dreams, and realize your potential. Financial new beginnings, career or business opportunities, investments, savings, prosperity, and manifestation are coming your way. Well, Deb McLaughlin, thanks for joining us. You're going to bring this kind of energy to the party. I hope you come back again real soon. And thank you, Tarot World. That was a fun one, too. Oh no, Deb. So now I'm going to show you a trick from elementary school. We're going to hide the tape on the back. I'm sorry, this is an emergency repair. After that reading, we're going to do more good work. I got a Band-Aid for this schoolhouse here. Wow. I was just too enthusiastic. Get my joy getting the best of me there. Doctor, the patient will improve. Okay. There we go, Deb. Next up, let's go to Tiffany Marie. All right, Tiffany. It's great to have you here. I'm not sure which deck you want me to try. Oh, hey, Puck Elf's in the house. Hello, Puck Elf. Oh, Stephanie Clark is here. Hi, Stephanie Clark. Right, so you're welcome, Deb McLaughlin. You're welcome. Puck Elf and Stephanie, if you want readings, do let me know, please. All right, and now I'm going to take care of Tiffany Marie. Here we go. You know what? I'm going to bust out the 88 gemstones for you, Tiffany. All right. Hope you have an Ace of Wands today. These cards are for our friend Tiffany Marie. Hey, Tiffany, I really appreciate your support. Hope you're having a good time out there, wherever you are. Yeah, Tiffany and I were both fans of the city of San Diego. All right, let's throw some fun cards for Tiffany, please. These cards are for Tiffany. Reading my most private thoughts in the Convoluted Autobiography, which is linked in the description. Here we go. These cards are for Tiffany. I've thrown a High Priestess card or two for Tiffany before. All right, Tiffany. Having fun. Here we go. First up, it's the Knight of Swords. I think I'm going to go right to the book on that. Nice. The Knight of Swords. You are ambitious and excellent at what you do, driven to success, and present great leadership qualities. You are ready to jump in and seize the moment. You are a risk taker, exciting, forward-thinking, and adventurous. Just be careful with being impulsive or impatient. It could lead to hasty decisions. You are not afraid to go against the flow. You are like a champion or a warrior charging into battle. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Go get him, Tiffany. That was the Knight of Swords. Next up, it's the Three of Pentacles, which talks about implementing something new and also talks about learning and cooperation with others, teamwork. The Ace of Wands. Hey, here's your Ace of Wands. You are having an Ace of Wands today, Tiffany. And now I'm going to read to you about the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, a new opportunity or idea with the potential to grow is coming into your life. You have the creative spark and ambition needed to begin enterprises, to start a new passion, or pursue a new talent. You are enthusiastic for the new beginnings. Yeah, you go-getter. I want you to see, I just bumped a couple of cards off over here. Over there. I don't know if they're part of that message or not, but we're going to stick with the cards we got right now. Good. All right. So now, you're charging into battle with your team. You're going to make the magic happen. And the Death card indicates that there's endings, beginnings, and transformation. So, you and your team, you have this new idea and you're going to make a change. Yo, you got an Ace of Pentacles also. Yay. New beginnings, new enterprises. Are you launching a podcast? Are you writing a book too? Or maybe you're taking some more classes to get more credentials and degrees. I know you're a go-getter, Tiffany. Let's see how we close up your reading rather. The Knight of Wands, you got another Knight and you got the Devil card. But the Devil card talks about letting something go, but my impression of this is you got two knights going into battle against the devil. I imagine that you're going to be lifting people up and helping them release what they don't need to hold on to anymore. That's my general take. Very enthusiastic and energetic reading, Tiffany. So you're doing the right thing. Thanks so much for, bopping in. It's cool when you get to see people who know what they're doing. Hey, Danny's in the house. All right, hang on there, Danny. Thank you very much, Tiffany. So let me get, I've got Danny's snow person or schoolhouse, one or the other. Just in time. Let me see. There you go, Danny. All right, so we're going to take care of Danny. And I want to remind Stephanie Clark and Puck Elf that they can also request if they want to. Okay, so but let's take care of Danny. Danny got one of the snowmen from the Philadelphia experiment. He got melded into the ship wall there. Okay, Danny, I saw last time that you asked for the gold foil. Maybe I'll bust that one out again. Oh, this is about health. You know what? Let's go to the cards with all the extra words. Maybe we'll get some extra information. Hey, that's the Page of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and he says that there's going to be a happy surprise. Danny, let's investigate health with the tarot world. Oh, and there's Elam. Time out. Time out. Again, I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. I just saw that Elam is here. So let me get Elam. It's right on top. Yay, there we go. Stand by, Elam. All right. Here we go, Danny. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're on Danny, right. Hello, Tarot World. Could we please have a message about health for Danny? I know you have one. I'm happy to share it. Let's help Danny in regards to health. A fun, helpful message, please. These cards are for Danny. These cards are for Danny. We're talking about health, just a general reading. I find a helpful reading. Thanks a lot, Tarot World. You're inspiring a lot of people. Oh, hello. This card wants to come out. Let's throw it out there. Yeah, I think we're good. Here we go, Danny. It's for entertainment purposes only. Basically, we're generating a lot of positive vibrations for you right now. Everyone's thinking about you. Oh, the devil card. There's something we got to let go, or maybe it sounds more like there's something you would like to let go. I'll read to you what it says on the card. The devil card, shadow self, attachment, addiction, restriction. It also says seduction, destructive behavior, materialism, codependency, and toxicity. Okay. So in general, I'm going to start off by saying I think it has something to do with, maybe there's something going on with our health and we'd like to let that part go. But we got a whole lot of cards to read. The Nine of Wands, maybe we feel, let's read what it says. The Nine of Wands, courage, persistence, test of faith, resilience, boundaries, last stand, gearing up for the worst, pessimism, weary. Maybe whatever this situation is has thrown you for a loop. Wow, you also got the World card. So the World card says completion, accomplishment, wholeness, attainment, fulfillment, celebration of life, and arriving. I'm not sure how that fits in yet. The Seven of Wands talks about a challenge. The Seven of Wands talks about competition, protection, perseverance, or perseverance, defense, and maintaining control. And the message closes with the Six of Pentacles, which talks about giving and receiving, sharing wealth, generosity, and charity. If this was regards to health, there's something we would like to see leave that we don't need to hold on to anymore. And if we can find a way to let it go, we will have completed the challenging task. And then we'll be back in the game, cycling our energies with giving and receiving. Let's see what the next 3 cards have to say, Danny. Wow. The 3 of Cups talks about celebration. Celebration, friendship, collaboration, creativity, community, and happiness. Sweet. Then the King of Swords reminds us that we're on the right track. The King of Swords, head over heart, disciplined, truthful, honest, mental clarity, and authority. And then the Knight of Wands shows up. And the Knight of Wands says energy, passionate, inspired action, adventure, fearless, and impulsiveness. It feels like that whatever this thing is that you're letting go, you do let it go. There is a recovery from this challenge, and you get back in the game, and you have a reason to celebrate because you had your eye on the prize. Maybe, in large part, you were collaborating with your subconscious to make whatever change was necessary. And then you're ready to march on with the rest of the days of the year. Well, I did the best I could, Danny. Good luck to you. I appreciate you inviting me to read. I want to thank God's Flow for her note in the chat about the Devil card. Like I say, I'm learning too. Let me read to you what God's Flow wrote. Or the Devil is because it's coming in Capricorn season, right? Let's make that Devil positive, not negative. I agree. Guess what? You know what? I'm a Capricorn. I dig that message, God's Flow. And thank you, Danny. Yeah, right on. Cool. Let's move on to the next player. I've got Ellum, AA, Whoops. I haven't done Ellum yet. Am I getting confused? Hang on. Okay, so these are the 3 that I have left, unless someone wants to add. I got Ellum, got God's Flow, and I got Arizona Raven. We'll get to Ellum right now. Here we go, Ellum. Kimberly Bamford's here. Yay. All right. Time out, Ellum. Let me get Kimberly's schoolhouse. Stephanie Clark, I got your snow person. Puck Elf, I got your schoolhouse. They're standing by if you want them. They're in the bullpen. Okay, but I'm looking for Kimberly Bamford now. Yeah, bam. Right there. All right. I'm all caught up here. So we're going to throw some cards for Ellum right now. Here we go. Thanks for joining us, Ellum. These cards are for Ellum. Thank you, Tarot World. There's some good stories. Here we go. A fun, helpful message for Ellum, AA, please. Ellum, AA. These cards are for Ellum, AA. All right. Wow. Hey, Ellum. Dude. Whoa. I got to get some more Post-it notes here. I don't have any. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use your, there we go. Like I say, I got to get the deck where the lovers are wearing bathing suits. You got the Lovers card, which indicates the power of 2 together. It could indicate romance. But also, I like to say, especially if it's at the beginning of a sentence, the spirit world is right here. The spirit world likes you, LMAA. Always gives us rich messages when you request them. Here we go. The Wheel of Fortune. Good luck, bad luck, destiny, fate. This sounds like a life plan already. Wow. How many times have we seen the World card today? So you have also completed something and attained something. And I love the card, but she doesn't need to do her impression of Janet Jackson. So here we go. Oh, geez. The death card. Endings, beginnings, transformations. Wow, Elam. And the Seven of Pentacles. You're off on a new adventure. Let me read to you about the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. You are putting in time and energy now for longer term rewards and have a strong desire to invest in sustainable results. You are cultivating and manifesting ideas and goals. Your hard work and efforts will be paying off so you can harvest the profits and reap the rewards in the future. Your long-term vision will come to fruition. Your long-term vision will come to fruition. This is a life plan. The spirit world is here to tell you that the time has come for one energy to cycle out and a new one to begin because you finished it. There's a change coming, and it's a good time to eyeball the future and how you want to see that play out. The Devil card shows up and the Seven of Swords. So, hey, yo, it is Capricorn season. I don't know if you're a Capricorn, but also letting go things that we don't need anymore, things that are on our mind that we just don't need to think about anymore. That can also be positive. So maybe you just need to talk to somebody, find a friend, and reveal your feelings about it and get it out of your system. And then you can move on with your new adventure. Hey, LMAAB, thanks a lot for joining the show again. I wonder what this card was. The King of Cups. All right. Thank you, Tarot World. Again, a message rich with textures. Here we go. Thank you, Tarot World. Our next contestant is God's Flow. All right. Here we go, God's Flow. These cards are for God's Flow. I wonder if we can find any imagery of music when we throw cards here for God's Flow. Could we please have a fun, helpful message for God's Flow? Thanks for making sure she tuned in today. Happy to have her here. These cards for God's Flow. I don't think God's Flow also has a video at StarCard Podcast. These cards for God's Flow. All right. Here we go, God's Flow. We're both going to have fun turning all these cards into positive messages. Look at us go. The Three of Wands. Expansion. Luck is where preparation meets opportunity. The Hermit. Soul searching. Turning inward. Wow, that is kind of cool. A lot of us, especially when we're in the education system, our whole goal is to maybe go to college and get a degree. We want to expand what we know so that we have a degree, and that's going to help us in the real world. But guess what? Here at StarCard Podcast, we got people like God's Flow. We want to expand and get our degree in soul science. It's the Eight of Swords, and that one is my message that says, as much as you can imagine. The King of Wands is the big picture guy, and he overcomes all obstacles. Wow. And the Hierophant, this looks very regal and successful. The Hierophant is the learned man who is accepted by society and represents all the things that are accepted by society. So, I don't know, is somebody expanding in such a way that as much as you can imagine, we're going to be overcoming all kinds of obstacles, and we're going to then come off as some kind of a master, and people are going to seek us out for guidance. Wow, everybody, it's the World card. Feeling the magic, everybody? The Six of Wands talks about public recognition. I was about to ask if God's Flow, I think she has a channel, but maybe it's a message that there ought to be one. What an unusual, wonderful message. Well, go for it, God's flow. Anyway, I'm going to shuffle the cards. It was my pleasure. Very interesting. Now, let's go to Kimberly Bamford. Hey, Kimberly, we'll throw the 88 gemstones for you. Here we go. These cards are for Kimberly Bamford. Can we please have a fun, inspirational message for Kimberly? Kimberly Bamford. I'm so flattered. Kimberly likes to tune into the show. These cards are for Kimberly. Wow, they really feel different, these cards. Here we go. These cards are for Kimberly. It's all for entertainment purposes only. Let's have some more fun. All right. It's the Ace of Cups. Nice imagery. Wow. Your cup runneth over. Let's go to the book. The Ace of Cups, a time of new beginnings and new relationships, usually in terms of love. You will be feeling happy, positive, and good about yourself. This is a time of joy, compassion, celebration, and creativity. Now is a good time to begin new friendships and get out there and socialize. Nice. Next up, it's the Knight of Cups. That's the knight in shining armor. That really is a great image. Look at that guy go. Then it's the Four of Swords. Time to take a break, time to meditate. Ooh, the Page of Pentacles shows up. He's a messenger card. Let's read about the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles, good news is coming to you in earthly matters such as money, business, education, career, property, or health. Be inspired. You are now setting goals, laying foundations, developing a plan, manifesting. You are ambitious and diligent. You decide what you want and you go for it and have excellent future prospects. And then finally, the Four of Pentacles talks about holding on to what's valuable. So you have a brand new lease on life with this knight in shining armor situation. And if you return and meditate for a moment, don't let your emotions get the best of you, your enthusiasm, I suggest. Take a break. You have a golden opportunity and you do need to measure your steps. We close with the Six of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. And the Six of Pentacles is about giving and receiving and getting paid. And the Eight of Swords is my exclamation point for as much as you can imagine. So it tells me that as you manage these steps, you're going to get paid big time, or for sure it's going to happen. Anyway, that's how I read the cards, Kimberly. I hope it was fun and entertaining. They're lovely images, aren't they? Thanks for inviting me to read. Okay, next up, it looks like it's my last one. Again, I'm not sure if Puck, Elf, and Stephanie Clark want a reading. So I'm going to go right to Arizona Raven. Okay, so God's Flow asked, which deck are these? And this is 88 gemstones. I'll show you the box. I'm showing it to you upside down. $88 gemstones. There you go. Yeah, they look good and they feel good. You're welcome, Kimberly. All right. Oh, the ones I read for God's Flow. I think I used the old style ones for you. I'll show you the box. So this deck is called, this one down here is called the old style tarot, and I'd like to point out it's by a guy named Alexander Ray. Sounds like a cool guy. There we go. All right. All right, everybody. I think I'm going to, I don't see requests from Puck Elf or Stephanie or anyone else for the moment. So I'm going to go ahead. I want to say hi to Stephanie and Puck Elf. Thanks for joining me. So glad you made it over. And these cards are going to be for Arizona Raven. And then I'll be moving on. Yeah, you're welcome, God's Flow. Right back at you. All right. These cards are for Arizona Raven. That one wanted to come out. Arizona Raven. All right, Arizona Raven. Let's see what happens. The King of Cups. I'll go to the book for the King of Cups. The King of Cups. You are emotionally balanced, wise, compassionate, calm, and diplomatic. You are loyal, charming, and a good listener. You would make a great spiritual guide or a counselor. You have the balance between intellect and emotions and a deeper knowledge and awareness of yourself. Doesn't that kind of describe you really well, Arizona Raven? Wow, the Sun card says everything's going to be all right. Oh, dude, this guy again. The Devil card says we get to let something go. That's good news. Because look, the sunlight is the best disinfectant. The Five of Wands, it's an orchestrated set of conflicts. We already know how everyone's going to react. We can already anticipate their moves, like a lame game of chess. But anyway, again, we can acknowledge it's going to happen anyway. It doesn't matter. We're the King of Cups. We didn't get to be the King of Cups from participating with the Five of Wands guys all the time. Okay, we're focused on the sun. We're letting things go, and then that institutes the change that we want, says the Death card, indicating endings, beginnings, and transformations. Wow. So we close with the Four of Swords and the Seven of Swords. The Four of Swords indicates meditation, recuperation, relaxation. And the Seven of Swords talks about someone getting away with something, but maybe something that is revealed or needs to be revealed. So the King of Cups, you see everything. You're throwing light on everything. We got to throw this out. We don't need this around here anymore. We got to change this place to make it better and more ergonomic for everybody. So, if you guys think about it, and if you all think about it with me, we can come up with a plan. The plan is already set up. We already know what's going to happen. We have to do this. We got to bite the bullet and we got to do it. Very good, Arizona Raven. I'm glad that you discerned the message. I did the best that I could. And now I think we're done and daylight is cracking where I am. Thanks very much, Arizona Raven. That's a good message to close on for me. Thanks everyone for tuning in today. You made my day. I'm Breakaway Ray. We'll see you next time. All right. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.